All right. Okay.
Okay, we're laughing because we screwed up the first part. We forgot to record. So we're starting now.
Welcome everyone
Welcome.
to Empowered Living. We are going to talk tonight about the future of health, wealth, and freedom.
Yes, a second time.
So we're just going to introduce ourselves. I'm Ashley Sachs. I am a licensed esthetician, Reiki master. My background is actually in corporate America, but I started over. I moved to a new city and needed to start my life over. And so I decided to become a licensed esthetician. I've always been interested in beauty. And so I thought that that was a good way to go. And a couple of years into that profession, I realized that I was not fulfilled and there was just something missing. I just didn't feel like I was making a positive impact. And so I went on this journey and ended up becoming a Reiki master, which is something I never thought that I would do. And then I decided that what I wanted to do was somehow combine these two worlds together, beauty and energy work. And when I created my business, Awakened Beauty, and then I found Microcurrent. And so I've actually been a microcurrent specialist for 3 years now. And so when I was introduced to Healy, which is a mobile personal microcurrent device, which we will get into later, I had already known what microcurrent was. I was already using it. I was already seeing massive results with it. And so I was like, I manifested this. So I was super excited about it. My personal mission, both in my professional life and my personal life, is to redefine beauty and mental health. I think that those two worlds, those two industries are in serious need of a complete revamp. I think it's affecting a lot of people, and I am on a mission to do that, to change that. So yeah, that's me.
Yep. And I'm Kristen Wister. And I remember when Ashley had told me about Healy, and she was so excited. She said, "Kristen, it's like Reiki in a machine, and it also has a beauty program for microcurrent." And I was familiar with microcurrent because you had done microcurrent for me. And I was familiar with another thing that Healy does is Scalar Energy. And I was just totally in when she told me about it. And it has been a wild ride since. And so my background is in interior design, and I'm all about empowered high frequency living. And over the years, I went through quite a few mental health issues and health struggles, and that brought around a lot of personal growth. And so I got into feng shui because I wanted to go deeper into kind of what I needed to heal myself and how could I incorporate that in my home, because when we're suffering on the inside, the outside of our home also reflects it. So I now call myself a sacred lifestyle designer, and I help people create a sacred union between their living space and themselves so that they can thrive in their environment. And I'm also the creator of the Landenberg Loft, which is where we are here. And we love it. We love it. It's kind of like a sacred retreat center, and it's a place to build community and for spiritual nourishment and educational empowerment. And I just have in it everything that I love, and I just like bringing new ideas and new people to come speak and share. And I was all ready to open it up in 2020, and I had my first feng shui workshop. It was predicting what 2020 was going to look like. And I remember
I was there and I was like, Kristen, this doesn't sound good. Like, shouldn't this be like an uplifting event? But she was just reading the energy.
I know. And none of us really knew what to expect. And then everything shut down. And I was really disappointed because I wanted to use the space. And so I went virtual. And I have a Facebook group called the Landenberg Loft, where we do all of our events, and I interview people, interesting people every month. And it's just a really, really fun way to collaborate with other people and to grow and nourish people. And then I'm also a leader of Sophia Circle Journeys. I just got certified. I'm super excited about that because it's all about embodying your higher self, self-awareness, and so that you can thrive and awaken the divine sovereignty within you through feminine Christ consciousness. And it's just about empowering people to live the best life that they possibly can live. And the reason why I'm so gung-ho about being empowered is because I wasn't always like this. I struggled for many, many years after the birth of my second child. After a postpartum depression, I just kind of started this downward slope for me of depression, anxiety, insomnia, and health issues. And I really struggled for over 20 years. And I went through 7 bouts that were really intense where I just really had to completely withdraw. And the last one that was the worst was in 2019 when I met Ashley. And she was doing some energy work. And I remember she was like a light for me. And I just felt so safe in her presence. And we were talking about all sorts of spiritual things and all these cool things that we could do. And yet we weren't quite there yet. And as it turns out, I was working with a doctor who was prescribing hormone replacement therapy for me. And as it turns out, she didn't know what she was doing. And I put 100% trust in her because she was just saying, no one's ever addressed my hormones. And unfortunately, after 5 months of being on hormones, I had a toxic overload and I was literally wiped out. I was incapacitated. I really couldn't do anything. And I didn't even recognize myself anymore. And when I finally broke free from her, I decided I am never going to give my power away again, ever, ever. And that was the biggest lesson that I needed to learn from that. And I had experienced that many times with other doctors and well-meaning practitioners and doctors and energy people that really were saying, do it this way. This is the protocol, take a pill, follow what I say and you'll be better. But it was not, it was usually kind of more of a one size fits all. And it wasn't helping me. And so I ended up feeling like I didn't trust myself. I felt unempowered. I felt like I couldn't tap into my own knowledge of my own body and my intuition. And so that's why I absolutely love Healy because it is a way for you to connect into your body and really get deep information about what your body specifically needs. It's completely tailored to you. And there's so many different ways to use it. And it just changed my life. So I'm just thrilled to share this with you.
So Kristen isn't alone. The majority of humanity is struggling with mental health and insomnia, chronic pain, autoimmune diseases, obesity, stress, or they're just stuck in their career, in a relationship, in finances. AKA they're not empowered. Personally, I have had mental health has been a dominating factor in my life. I have a sister with mental health issues, and she has been struggling with them since we were young. And so I've been on a 20-year journey figuring out why this happens to certain people. You know, people, it doesn't matter what kind of background you have, it affects all people. And she had been going to doctors and continues to go to doctors, but her whole life, and nothing helped her. If anything, I felt like she got worse because she just kept getting prescribed more medication. And all of a sudden it's like, where is my sister? It's this, you know, this medicated person who doesn't know who she is anymore. So mental health has been a huge motivating factor for me going down the path that I am in right now. So this is why we are doing what we're doing. So why don't we go to the next slide? And we're at the beginning of a new wave of healing.
Energy work has been practiced for thousands of years, but we are now living in an exciting and unprecedented time where science and spirituality has now merged to create a new wave of science-based energy healing. And that's why we love it so much, because it really does merge spirituality and science. And that's the really exciting part about it.
So what's been missing in the medical world? Well, science now proves that the universe and everything in it, including us, is made up of pure energy. And one of my favorite quotes is, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. That was said by Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, so we're working on looking at the body as a whole rather than just a piece of the body. Sorry for these slides.
Don't know what's going on tonight. There's a full moon.
There's a lunar eclipse and all sorts of things going on. So the science behind it, the human body is comprised of 9 systems, and what actually makes these systems up. So we are full of tissues and organs, and then they are made out of cells, which are made out of molecules. And doctors for the past 100 years have kind of really focused more on molecules, but now we're going deeper into what makes up molecules is atoms. And then what makes up atoms is subatomic particles. And then what makes up that is energy, frequency, and information. So if you break it all down, everything is energy. Everything has a frequency and there's information to it. And that's what Healy is working with, is that bottom line there to affect everything else, which is very exciting.
So how do we use energy, frequency, and information to heal? Well, Healy to the rescue. Healy is a mobile personal wellness device that utilizes microcurrent and scalar energy to work on all aspects of the human body and the human experience. This is everything from our physical body, mental body, emotional body, our spiritual body, our meridians, our chakras. You can use it for learning, for beauty, for fitness, for wealth, relationships, productivity, literally everything in our lives we could use Healy for. It's cutting edge technology. We'll talk about this in a little bit, but it just launched in the US in 2020, although the technology has been around for much longer than that. And it's been in these, these huge magazines like Forbes and Yogi Times. It's really, if you haven't heard about it, you will soon.
Yep. And Amazon tried to buy them out. They said no way. And we don't have a slide on the founder, but I'm just going to tell you a little bit about him. His name is Marcus Schmieke. He is a genius, and he graduated college as a quantum physicist at the age of 16. And then he moved to India to become a monk for 12 years. And he was just fascinated by science and spirituality and how to merge that together. And he created Time Waver, which is his first company that's been around for over 12 years, I think. And it's a frequency device that practitioners would use, and they're really large devices, very, very expensive. So in order to get a treatment, you'd have to go in to a practitioner for that. And he wanted to find a way to put this into everyone's hands, every person's home, so that people would have access to it. And so Healy this is what he came up with.
Yeah.
So it's very, very exciting, very cutting edge.
Because it's so cutting edge and is disrupting so many industries right now, compliance is very important. And so we are going to read you this Healy disclaimer. Healy is a microcurrent medical device that has been cleared by the US Food and Drug Administration only for the local relief of acute, chronic, and arthritis, pain, and muscle soreness due to overexertion. Healy also has non-medical applications that use individualized microcurrent frequencies to harmonize your bioenergetic field.
The individualized microcurrent frequency IMF programs of the Healy are not medical applications and are not intended to cure, treat, mitigate, diagnose, or prevent disease, and have not been reviewed by the FDA. The information on these pages is for reference and educational purposes only. It should not be treated as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. You should always seek such advice from a qualified medical professional. And this really is very, very important. We're not, our doctors are wonderful. We do need them. But there is a lot that we can do to kind of prevent ourselves from having to go to the doctor. And so that's what we're really talking about here, is helping really build our immune systems up and keep ourselves healthy.
So now I'm going to talk about microcurrent because I'm a specialist
She's the
in it. I
specialist.
love microcurrent. I do it professionally. I do it in my private life. It's what I do. So what is microcurrent? How does it work? Well, I want you to think of your body like a flashlight. And when you put a new battery into a flashlight, the flashlight is super bright and it's like brand new. Well, our bodies are the same way. And our cells are our batteries. And so when we're young, our light is bright, we heal quickly, we don't get hurt as often, doing things like exercise or anything like that. We can bounce right back. But over time, as we age with toxins, with stress, with just life, our batteries, our cells lower their voltage and we become dimmer and we experience pain and stress and all of that stuff. So what microcurrent does is it analyzes your cellular voltage. And so it brings your cellular voltage back up by balancing your bioenergetic field. And that brings your body back into alignment so that your body can actually heal itself. So Healy is not healing you. Healy is bringing your cells back into alignment, bringing your battery back charged up to that bright new state. And that allows your body to heal itself because your body has natural intelligence. It knows what to do. It just needs to have the right environment to do so.
Like the Energizer Bunny.
Like the Energizer Bunny.
And the other thing is it helps to make your body more alkaline, because when the voltage of your cells starts to get depleted, they become more acidic. So we all know that disease kind of thrives in an acidic environment. So that's another real big plus to microcurrent.
So how does Healy work? Healy analyzes your body. And when you're running a microcurrent machine, it delivers specific frequencies to your body that only you need. So that means that if let's just say we're running the gastrointestinal program. It's one of me and Kristen's favorites. You have a stomach ache, you've eaten too much, you're bloated, you run the gastrointestinal program. If Kristen is running the program and I'm running the program, they're going to be two completely different programs because she's going to need different frequencies than I'm going to need. Our bodies are different. This is the difference between the way the medical world is treating people as one box. And then now they're customizing it. It's being customized to your exact needs.
Yeah. So it makes it really stand out from any other companies out there, is that it's that specific to you and it reads you in real time based on what you need right here and right now. And so if you do the same program the next day, it's probably going to pick up different frequencies for you. So that's what makes it
There's
very
a little
exciting.
quantum sensor in the Healy that in one program, there's about 400 frequencies, and 100 times a second, it's saying yes, yes, no, 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 yes, 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 yes. Like, which frequencies does she need?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it works.
And the frequencies are based on the physical body, but also emotional and mental issues too. So it's so well rounded when it's giving you the frequencies based on what you need.
So I'm going to get real sciencey on you for a second and just read this to you because it's important to know the actual effects of microcurrent. So it increases your amino acid transport up to 40%, and amino acids are the building blocks for protein synthesis. It increases protein synthesis up to 70%, and protein synthesis is the process by which proteins are formed to build cells. It means creating physical life, following the central blueprint stored as DNA in each of our cells. And ATP is a total buzzword right now in like the beauty industry because ATP essentially are the power plants for your cells. So it stores energy. Can you move that?
Yeah.
Stores energy in the cell, similar to gasoline in a car's gas tank. ATP is produced in the cell by the mitochondria, and the mitochondria are the ATP producing power plants in each cell of the body. And using microcurrent will increase your ATP production by up to 500%.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
So we can tell you all kinds of, stats on microcurrent, but I think all of us feel like the best way to find out what the effects of microcurrent are is just to hear some stories about what other people are experiencing. So we've got a couple of people who are going to share tonight. Veronica, if you want to share your testimony.
Hi guys, my name is Veronica, and I met Ashley on an appointment of microcurrent October 25th on Monday. And I really didn't know what I was getting or what it was for or nothing, but she asked a key questions. She said, like, are you in pain? And I said, look, I've been having these stomach aches, nausea, and like acid for like 2 years. And like, I already like stopped drinking coffee, changed my diet, and I was trying all these things. That I felt like that was like a side effect of microcurrent, like having like my stomach ache just gone away. I feel like also helped me was like the whole process of the session that helped me like heal, because I feel like my stomach ache was totally mental, and I kind of released that in the session, and I realized that that knot that was I creating for myself was tied to my mental health, and microcurrent just like helped me, like I felt the flow and I felt amazing. So thank you, Ashley. Thank you. You are a healer.
I love you. Thank you.
It. And Sarah, do you want to share your little testimony?
Sure. Hi guys, my name is Sarah. I'm a longtime friend of Kristen's. I first heard about Healy when I guess she was getting into it, and I'm always peripherally interested in everything she's doing, because usually I'm like somehow peripherally involved. So I was like, listen to this, and I have to see things to believe them. So I was listening to her describe this, and her and Ashley and another friend of theirs was very much into it. So it took me a while. I had to be convinced for after quite a few months, and finally I bit the bullet and bought a Healy. I have it right here on my desk because I use it a lot more frequently now than I did before. A couple weeks ago, I was chopping vegetables. I'm an avid home chef, and I love to cook. Well, I have very sharp knives, so sharp that I cut the tip of my finger off. I don't think you guys can, you guys can't see it unless I do like the beauty influencer thing and hold my finger up. But I straight up cut the tip of my finger off. In a state of shock, I put it back on and thought, oh my gosh, like I'm not going to have a tip of my finger. What do I do? Some backwoods first aid and everything. I was lying in bed that night and I thought, you know what? I need to do something else. And I pulled the Healy device out of my drawer and I stuck the little pads at the base of my finger, and I ran I think it was the scarring program. It just felt intuitive to choose that one. I'm looking on my app to see what I had been running. And I ran that as it intended every day around the same time. And when I went the next day to my friend who's a nurse for her to essentially glue my finger back together, she was like, there's no way that this is the same finger that you sent me a picture of last night. And I was like, well, it for sure is. And it's severed. So like it is. And she's like, well, whatever you're doing is working. So I made a point. I texted Kristen. I was just like, look, I know that, I'm a light skeptic in things. And I did buy it because I really like the device, but this is one time, and that's just absolutely crazy that it did that. And I've been using it every day. After a week went by, it said to use that program only once weekly. To say that this is actually like a miraculous recovery, like when I say I severed the corner of my finger off, I thought I was going to have like an ugly stumpy finger for the rest of my life. And I have blood flow in the tip of that finger. And it's just crazy to think that I'm certain that that was facilitated through the use of this Healy device. And, if there's anyone that's on the fence, I take a very science-based approach to everything in my life. I like to see it to believe it. And while I'm also, into the energy work and the spiritual side of things, this is the real deal. And I will sing its praise endlessly after it saved the tip of my finger. That's very important to me. So definitely, my testimony came in at the 11th hour, but it has truthfully worked wonders. And for pain management, it's FDA intended purpose. Definitely I would support that, but also just for the energetic well-being, I just felt better. And I feel like that really let my body heal itself. So A+, highly recommend.
Thanks for sharing. And
great.
I think it's wild that you didn't go to the hospital right away. Is that what I'm hearing?
So we tried. I tried to go to a walk-in and there was like a 3-hour wait. I was like, listen, I got 9 other fingers.
Oh,
Like,
God.
it's fine.
Oh,
So we
okay,
glued
we're not
it.
recommending that, everyone. But
Full
that's
disclosure,
incredible.
seek medical attention when this is recorded. Seek medical attention when it is necessary. This does not substitute that. However, I do believe that this greatly influenced and supported the healing of my finger. So highly recommend.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank
sharing,
you guys
Sarah.
for sharing.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. That's great. All right.
So that's microcurrent.
Yeah. So we also have Scalar Energy, which we spoke about briefly, and there's a quantum sensor inside of the Healy, and it disrupts the magnetic field of the Earth so that it can then receive information beyond like more high intelligent information. So it can receive information of the emotional, mental, and spiritual body of the person that you're scanning, or the building, or the plant, or the animal. And that's how the scalar energy works. It goes beyond time and space. Nikola Tesla discovered it. But if anyone wants to know more about how scalar energy works with the Healy, I've got some fantastic videos for people to watch, and it's just mind-boggling, really, what it does. And the beautiful thing is you can use a Healy to send and deliver frequencies to a person, an animal, a plant, an organization, a building, a vehicle, group, or other. And so it's kind of limitless what you can use the Healy for. And once you get the photograph of someone, you use Healy by using an app on your phone, 1 or 2 apps on your phone, and you take a photo of a person. And then you can send frequencies to that person. And I've used it on my animals. You've used it on animals.
I used it on a bird that hit I use it for literally everything, but a
Yeah.
bird hit our window and went down, and my husband is very into saving animals. So he did all the things that you're supposed to do, covered it up with a blanket, put it in a box, let it sit there for 30 minutes before you take it to the rescue. And I was scanning it and sending it vibrations. And when he took off that, and he hit it hard, he took off that blanket, it flew away. So you can use it on anything.
Yeah, you can. And I use it with my clients on buildings. You can literally like space clear a room or a building by using the Healy. There's just so many creative ways that you can use it. We're not going to go into all the details, but we thought
it would be fun.
It'd be kind of fun to do something.
Do a quick group scan if everyone's cool with it.
Let's see if I can just get this.
And since it's the full moon tomorrow, we thought that it would be really fun to do the Alaskan gem elixirs. So we're going to scan everyone as a group. You don't need to get your camera on. You're fine with just your name.
I'm just trying to figure out what I get. Okay.
Let's do it like this.
Yeah. I just want to get everyone in there.
So smile. So you take a picture. And I'm going to put 5 tried.
You're adding them in as a group.
Yep, as a group.
So yeah, we do this sometimes before we do our Zoom meetings, and we'll take a picture of our whole group, and then we send frequencies to the group just to raise the vibe. And it's really kind of fun to see how it, see what it picks up.
See what comes up.
Yeah.
So right now I'm going to scan our group for one of my favorite frequencies called Alaskan gem elixirs.
Yeah, they have frequencies for Alaskan gem elixirs, Bach flowers, all sorts of different frequencies that you can send yourself, homeopathic remedies. I'm trying to think what else there's.
Well, I don't know if you can see it, but
Yeah, there you go. So right now it's reading our energy field, our combined energy field, and then it's going to pick up on all of us collectively.
what we all need.
Yes, it's really fun just to see. And it's taking a little while because there's
A lot of energy.
a lot of energy. There's a bunch of us, and there's quite a few gem elixirs in there.
Take a deep breath.
Okay. All right. So
Ooh, oh my gosh, Vero, you're gonna love this. So the first one that came up was emerald, which I'm wearing green,
woohoo.
and it means that the universal heart, the cleanser and balancer energies of the divine mother and divine feminine gently coaxes the heart open to allow a greater experience of love in the physical body. Oh, I love that. Carnelian increases the ability of the etheric body to absorb prana energy, revitalizes and extinguishes the nadirs, allowing a greater flow of energy to the meridians. Moldavite, connectedness, which is what we're doing right now, an energetic window into universal perspective, helps us stay present in the moment while accessing what we need to realize our earthly potential. That's perfect. Opal infuses the etheric and subtle bodies with the full spectrum of luminous colors, rejuvenates spent emotions and mental forces, and counteracts the depletion of color frequencies in the aura, replenishes our creative energies. And the last one is Bloodstone. It strengthens our connection to the earth, increases the flow of earth energies into the first and second chakras, stimulates the release of emotional energies that are stuck in the lower chakras, rebalances the lower energy centers after trauma or excitement. So that's perfect right now for this full moon. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, for the rest of this call, I'm going to send us some vibrations.
Send some frequencies.
So I'm going to put it on for 26 minutes.
So can you show them?
And
it looks like
I don't see
oh,
it.
hold on. Yeah. So for 26 minutes, we're going to send all those frequencies to this group. So just receive.
If my mom's on the call, she's like, what's going on?
What has my daughter gotten into?
Okay. So now we did all the sciencey stuff. We're going to talk about
I want to stay there.
what happens when you raise your frequency. What happens when you use a device like this? Well, it will result in empowered health, empowered wealth, empowered relationships, and freedom.
So empowered health, how does Healy empower your health? Well, there's programs for everyday use. That's the greatest thing. So if you wake up and you're feeling tired, you can do an energy program.
I literally did that today.
Yep. If you've got menstrual cramps, you can use a program for pain. If you are stressed, you can use a program to help you relax.
It can get very specialized, like people with eye problems. We've got a bunch of people on our team who have seen incredible results by using it for eyes. I mean, anything. Literally anything. Concentration. Everyone's got ADD these days. There's programs for learning, for concentration, for taking exams. There's programs for fitness. If you're into fitness and working out, there's programs to help your muscles regenerate faster. Which actually Sarah that would be a great testimony for her to share. She uses her Healy on the stamina program while she's running on the treadmill and just runs her little butt off, swears by it. So there's really a program for
everything. And it's just empowering because you're in control. And this is kind of reading your energy to see what it is that you need versus what someone else needs. So if we both had a headache and we ran the migraine program, there's so many different causes of migraines, and there's 400 frequencies to choose from that Healy will automatically figure out for you and send you those frequencies. So it just really helps you get in touch with your body on so many levels. The other day, I used balanced nerves. I had been at the emergency room with my mother for 6 hours. Everything turned out okay, but it was just a lot of energy. And when the next morning, I felt really, really stressed, like just super anxious, like I used to feel. And it put me a bit into a panic because it just kind of brought back some of that awful feeling. And I was doing my breathing techniques and nothing was working. So I just thought, let me just try balanced nerves. And literally within a half hour, I felt like I had just taken a Xanax. It was so relaxing. My whole nervous system just calmed down. So really, so much of this is helping us calm our nervous system so we can be more empowered, so we can think and we can be more healthy. And it just supports the natural intelligence of your body to heal itself. So you build trust within your own self. And that's why it's so empowering.
Yeah, you really start to get tapped in to your body.
The more you use it, you really, like when you scan yourself, you're thinking, you know what, I bet this program is going to come up. And sure enough, it does. You start to see patterns. And then you realize, wow, okay, I'm seeing that my kidney needs strengthening. It keeps coming up. And, when our kidneys are showing up, our kidneys are the life house of our bodies. And if we're pushing too hard, we need kidney support. So I'm just using that as an example, but you just start to see what patterns come up for you. And then you start to be more mindful of how you can take care of yourself.
So health is number one.
Yeah.
It's the number one reason why anyone should have a Healy.
Yeah.
The second thing we want to talk about is empowered wealth with this amazing picture of Kristen.
Finally get a chance to use it.
So how can you use Healy to generate wealth? Well, literal wealth. You could start your own Healy business like Kristen and I. You could do it full-time, part-time. And there's the opportunity to create your own business around Healy. So that's something that I've done. I'm literally doing Healy sessions. I work at a chiropractor's office now, and that's all I do is I scan people, and analyze their body, see where they're low, talk to them, and then deliver frequencies. That's my job now. And I use one Healy. I bought one Healy, and I'm generating income by using it in my practice. You can also use it to enhance your current practice, like Kristen.
Which I'm doing. And when I work with my clients, I will do for feng shui and space clearing. We are always trying to get to the bottom of what's really going on with a pattern of whatever they're calling me in for. And so I'll run an aura scan, and that's besides doing the home frequency as well. But the aura scan really gets to the bottom of a lot of stuff that's going on, and it really helps me connect with the client and for them to open up, whereas it may have taken a lot longer. It's just a super cool way to get information and to help that person.
Yeah. And whatever you're doing, we have a lot of practitioners on our team, a lot of healers. It helps you stand out because it's never been done before. Healy's brand new. It's cutting edge. It just launched in the US in May of 2020. And this is a total side note, but in the middle of a global pandemic, Healy went from a $7 million business to a $100 million business because it was working. It was helping people.
Yeah.
And spiritually, there's no mistake that it dropped on our planet in the middle of a global pandemic.
Absolutely.
It's brought relief to so many people. So you can use it to stand out, and the opportunities is just endless with the things that you can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's the quantum field where you can do anything with this. It's just so different and cutting edge. It's very exciting, and I certainly didn't think I'd be doing this at all. I wasn't looking for anything else.
Kristen just wanted to grow hair.
Yeah, right. No, I did. I mean,
she did
really with the hormonal issue with just being a toxic stress. My hair was just so fragile and so thin, and I've been using the hair program and all the other programs. And it's the longest it's been, and it's so much healthier. It just feels different. So I'm just thrilled for that. And then we have empowered community. How to use Healy to generate other forms of abundance, build and be a part of a community of like-minded souls. It's so exciting to share this with people, and it seems to just attract really positive people that are looking for something different. They want to make a change. They want to be part of a community, and we are just becoming friends with so many cool people, and we're helping people too along the way. And it's like this huge community of love, and it just feels so good.
Healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does.
One way we used it to give back and serve is a friend of mine who is not on the call right now. Shout out to you, Brett. I love you.
Mhm.
Her and I decided that we were going to use Healy to send people who really needed some help, some healing frequencies. And our little idea has now grown into a full-blown Lightworkers collective, where people are texting in things that they need help with, things that they think that they're alone on. Whether someone's getting surgery, or someone has cancer, or somebody is in a toxic, abusive relationship and they need help, they reach out to the Lightworkers Collective, and we all get together and send them healing frequencies, love, light, and
Prayers.
we could do a whole PowerPoint on the stuff that has the miracles that have happened in that group. It's amazing.
It really is.
And then we have your deep connections to others. I'm going to speak to this for a second, because my entire life, I have felt a little out of place, a little outcasted, something just, I never quite felt like I fit in. And over the past couple of months since I've been working with Healy, and really the past couple of weeks, it's kind of blown up. I've met my best friends, and these are people who I didn't even know a couple of months ago. But I'm texting them every single day about deep, stuff. We're really connecting, talking about things that matter to me, matter to them. And it's just, I realize that there's way more to abundance than just making money. Feeling like you have connections like that, like you have people that get you, who love you, who support you, who you can turn to, who you can have fun with, is the most abundant I've ever felt. So that's what Healy's done for me. And another thing is that you magnetize other opportunities by raising your vibration. And there's a couple of people who, one is on this call, who have done a microcurrent session and then turned around and texted me saying, I don't know if it was the microcurrent or what, or this just happens to be a coincidence, but 3 opportunities came into my life since I did that session with you. And it's because when you raise your vibration, you become aligned with the things that you are calling in. So manifestation, this is a manifestation tool. It is.
It's so amazing. It's just raising the frequency. So yeah, it's just, you can attract whatever that you want. More so, the more you work on yourself, the more you focus on that. It just seems to be that it's just amazing what's happening for so many of us. It's very exciting. So empowered freedom. The great thing is you can take your Healy anywhere. And do you want to share?
Yeah. I went to Alaska not too long ago, and I'm a pretty go with the flow person. And so my husband planned this trip, and I ended up in places with no running water, no electricity, no service, but I had my Healy. And my Healy worked. So I was using it for everything. And what we would have to drive to charge our phones, but I didn't charge my phone. I charged my Healy because I used it for sleep. I used it for stress. I used it for gastrointestinal problems because I was drinking a lot of beer on that trip. I used it, on all the long hikes that I was doing, endurance. Like it was my life force. I used it on the plane. I'm very afraid of flying in planes, and I used it on the plane. I used the Pure Calm program and went right to sleep. I never sleep on planes. So it's like a healer in your pocket.
Yeah, it's a tool that you can use anytime. I use it when I am out in a public space and I want protection. There's a protection program. So I mean, I'll call in my white light and everything else, but it's just a tool. It's another tool we can use to give us, you know, more protection, more frequency, raise our vibration.
And just
Yeah.
anxiety. Everyone's got anxiety
Anxiety,
now.
So
Think
yeah,
about all the people who, you know, have anxiety when they leave their house, and now they have a tool that
yeah.
can help them with that.
I used it with my mother when we were in the emergency room, you know, just to send her frequency and calm her down while we were there. It's just lovely, and gives you more, you know, time, freedom, financial freedom. If this is something that really inspires you, there's so much opportunity to create more freedom, to have more time to do the things that you love, and the freedom to be yourself and to share your gifts. And it's just, it's just something that we feel so passionate about. I remember when I got it, I just thought, well, I'm not getting in any kind of business. I'm just going to play with this for myself and see how it goes. And then just seeing the results and being able to help people and being able to empower people just made me very excited. So freedom to live in alignment and flow. There's just so much freedom with all of this.
And for time freedom, if you think about for you, like when you were
Oh yeah,
in it,
right.
like how much time
Yeah.
were you spent going to doctors?
You're right.
scheduling doctors?
I mean, just feeling constantly stressed and fight or flight all the time, where I couldn't focus. I couldn't really do anything. And then I'd have to, you know, go to a doctor's appointment or work on this program or like self-help or all this stuff. Whereas, yeah, when you're in balance and your nervous system is calm and you're energized, you just have so much more time to do the things that you love to do as well. So it's just, it helps on so many different levels.
Freedom.
Yep.
Freedom. So let me ask you, does this resonate? And I love this word because that's actually the name of one of our devices, is the resonance, because that's what it's all about. Does this resonate with you? Did something that you heard today like click? Did it feel like we were talking directly to you? That's resonance. So if anything did resonate, here are your next steps. One, everyone who was invited on this call or who is watching a replay gets a free analysis from the person who invited you or sent you this link. So just contact them and say, hey, I'd love to have a free analysis and see what comes up for you. Two is to ask to be invited to the Frequency Experience Facebook page. On that page, you can read thousands of testimonials on the same issues that you're wondering if Healy can help you with right now. And you can just search it in the search bar, whether it's Lyme's disease or MS or fibromyalgia or aging or anything that you are wanting to know if Healy can help with this. You can search out testimonials on that Frequency
Super
Experience
Yeah.
page. That's when I saw all of that. I never really participate in Facebook, but especially people who I don't know, I won't like message you or anything. And there was this before and after picture of this woman, and she looked like 2 decades were taken off of her. And she was like, oh, I just did 1 program a week. And I was like, BS. So I reached out to her and I was like, I'm an esthetician. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And she wasn't even just doing the skin program. She was doing the stress programs and the other programs. And then you realize what stress and toxins and all that is doing to your body.
Yeah.
It's just, it's incredible. So go there, go down the rabbit hole. It's very exciting. And then lastly, if you've heard all you needed to hear and you want a Healy ASAP, here are your options. I'll just show you what the different options that you could do. So the most popular additions are the entry level, the Healy Gold program. And this is just a standard microcurrent program or microcurrent device. There is no scalar energy on this device, but with it, you get the gold cycle, the bioenergetic support program, the pain program. And this is a lot of health benefits in this one device. So I don't want anyone to discount it. If anyone's thinking, oh, I can only afford the gold, like it is a miraculous device. So there's that one. The resonance is what Kristen and I have, is microcurrent. And also you get the addition of the scalar energy, which is what we scanned our group on and are sending frequencies. And then there is the professional device, and that one just has literally everything. If you're planning on using this, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be bumping up to this one. They just launched this one, so that's why I don't have it yet. But I will. If you're planning on using it like me, like in a professional practice, you want to have everything. The professional model is the one that you would want.
And there's one other in between here, between the gold and the resonance, but they just showed the three most popular ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot of information. We're happy to share more.
Yeah.
As we, in the future. This is really okay.
What is going on?
Okay.
Okay.
We share the same vision as Healy.
Yeah. Healy's vision is literally like our own.
Yeah.
If we were to write our own vision statement, which is our vision is to empower people to live a healthier, fulfilled, and conscious life, and to inspire our growing global community to make a continuous positive impact on humanity. So that's Healy's vision, and we share the same vision because that's what we want to do too.
They're very, very heart-based, and that's what really resonates with us. You just can tell when you see the leaders and their mission, and it's very heart-based, which is amazing. So you can join our Vibe Tribe if you want, whether you're a customer or a member. There is no difference in pricing if you become a customer or a member. And all are welcome. We do weekly calls with like-minded people just to educate and to find out how are you using your Healy, and what kinds of things are you experiencing. We talk about our wins, and just it's so neat to see how different people are using it, and you get all sorts of ideas from different people, and we just share about all sorts of things. It's not just always Healy. There's so much to it.
Yeah.
And
it's like girlfriend talk.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, guys are welcome.
Yeah,
too.
guys are welcome too. So, and we're always here, constant communication and support, because we're just here to help each other out. And that's what's so refreshing. It really is fun. We did this PowerPoint together. You kicked out so much of it, and then I kind of came in and Christified it. Christified it.
Yep. And opportunities to grow, learn, and network. Like I said before, there's a lot of different kinds of people on our team. So we want to support you, whatever you're doing outside of Healy. So, we've got yoga practitioners, we've got artists, we've got real estate people, we've got all kinds of people. And it's like, well, if I need something like that, I'm going to go to these people. These people are in the tribe. And so it's just a great network of people who are just open-hearted, ready to make a difference, and show people how they can empower themselves.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
Yeah. Does
so
anyone
much.
have any questions? Anyone have anything coming up for you?
If you do, please reach out to us.
Yeah.
We would love to send you information and get your free analysis.
Yeah, just experience it for yourself. It's and we can do it on Zoom. We have miraculous results with that, where people can literally feel the frequencies. And it's really quite fascinating. Or if you're lucky enough to be in person with someone, that's always a wonderful thing as well. So we're here to support you.
So good luck with this full moon and the lunar eclipse, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Thank
Take care,
you.
guys. Thank you. Bye.